Hello everyone, good morning. Very happy Sunday to everybody. I just took some time off to answer these two questions. They have been overloaded for a while, and I think I'll answer this because I've kept out some time. So, the two questions first is about overthinking. I have spoken a lot on this, but still I'm going to answer this question because there are a lot many concerns around this. And second, another question which is generally coming from all segments of ages across people, from adolescents to even 40s and even early 50s, that is sexual energy the same as spiritual energy? So let me take the first question on overthinking first. Now, thinking is a disease, and overthinking is a bigger form of that disease. Thinking is meant to structure your life, meant for problem solving, meant to communicate like this in a structured way, but it's nowhere meant to be hijacked. Now, once you are in a trap of the thought, that thought can drive you crazy, and it's going to be a conspiracy of events, and these events probably will all mental. So most of your problems that you see are product of your thinking. The actual situation is there, but that's contributing not more than 15 to 20%, but 80% is thinking. And this thinking can result into impulsive thoughts. It could result into habitual patterns, mental patterns, and all thinking patterns will have emotions attached to it. See, the only way to get away from this disease, will I call it a disease because you are having it 24 into 7, is to go beyond. You have to transcend thinking. You cannot you cannot try to stop thinking. If you do that, it's going to become more powerful on you. You have to transcend thinking. That means you observe your thoughts, but you don't get entangled with them. It's easier. It's not that difficult. But if you make a conscious attempt, this is the most optimal inner work that you do in a spiritual life. So you see things the way they are, and you respond in the present moment. But you go beyond thinking. So it's like this: your stomach is secreting a function. Your liver is secreting bile juice, but are you bothered about it? No, it's just moving. Are you bothered about your conscious next breath that you're going to take? It's automated. So then why are you bothered about your thoughts? And if you do a small experiment onto yourself, try to see which is your next thought, you will have a different challenge. So this shows that because of the conditioning that has happened, you have to think something or the other, otherwise you'll go blank like a rock and your life will fall apart. That's where you have to break through. On the contrary, if you continue like this, your life will fall apart. And if you just observe, that means if I stop speaking, you have to fill this gap. So if I stop speaking at the moment, so this gap, you don't have to fill with thoughts. Just see it as a gap and build this practice up. And over a period of time, the thoughts will come and take a spike and go. It will not bother you. You will be in touch with the present moment awareness, which is pure silence. And because of the silence, everything comes out. So you come as a better individual in your life situations, in your work situations, if you develop this habit of not being hijacked with thinking. Let's go to the second question. And another important question asked from me, people from 18 years of age to 16 years of age to 45, 46, 50, 51, people married, not married, divorced, premarital, extramarital, whatever you call it. Now, yes, the sexual energy is the spiritual energy, and let me give my submissions to it. What is spiritual energy? If spiritual energy wouldn't have been existed, you and I would have been alive by now. Everybody's got a trickle of spirituality, else they won't be alive. Some people, the discovery of the spiritual dimension is more. In some people it's progressing, and some people it's absolutely missing. So if you probably allow the spiritual dimension to evolve in you, you'll find that spiritual energy and sexual energy are exactly the same, because spiritual energy allows you to grow, evolve. It's creative, it's timeless, and it's egoless. And the same attributes you find in a sexual energy, because when you are in it comes into you as intimacy, it can come into you as infatuation, unconditional love. And whenever you are having a sexual intercourse, you have peak experiences where you go egoless, you are vulnerable, you are in the present moment, and you are timeless. you're not watching your watch while having sex, hopefully. So if you see these dimensions, they are same as the spiritual dimensions. Now take these 4 5 dimensions again in your everyday life. If you are timeless, egoless, in the present moment awareness, and you allow things to happen rather than restricting them, and you go with the flow, you will have these peak experiences in every second of your life. And especially in France, they call the climax or the peaking experiences of your sexual intercourse. They call it little death. And this little death, basically, they are trying to showcase you, or probably trying to make you understand, this little death of the ego. And moment that ego dies, your true self evolves. Having been said that, impulsive sexual behavior is not it's not spiritual energy. I'm not trying to advocate multiple sexual relationships. Well, that's your call, it's your body, do whatever you want to do with it. But then if you have a conscious spiritual dimension, you know where exactly you find the spiritual self more available to you, and where you find the opposite of it. All your needs, eating, sleeping, sex, love, care and compassion, if they are proportionately balanced, they have spiritual dimensions to it. And these have all these 4 dimensions which I just spoke about. And if all of this is unproportionately balanced because the spiritual dimension in yourself is missing, then these won't long as spiritual needs. They'll become obsessive compulsive behavior, which is completely the opposite of spiritual dimension. So if you sleep too much, you become lethargic. If you eat too much, you have problems with your body. If you indulge into too much sexual behavior from an impulsive act, it doesn't give you that spiritual dimension. Then it gives you just the opposite, and you may become a maniac or antisocial element to the society. So if you have the spiritual dimension active, you know how to use these needs from a spiritual purpose. If it's inactive, then probably you have to first grow the dimension in yourself first. So that's the reason I'm saying, for all the questions you're looking to, the answers are inside. Turn inwards in whichever path of life you are, and all these things will fall into their places. Especially talking about the sex part of the questions, because I get a lot of questions on this. The problem in the Asian cultures is that it's been overrated. Something which is as simple, of your other life dimensions, why you have to go and talk about and make it a boom out bracket out of it, that this becomes an overrated dimension. And that's the reason you land up into wrong hands, wrong practices, wrong books, and on top of it, wrong feed from the internet. So grow the spiritual dimension, gain the inner wisdom, the outer wisdom will automatically follow about it. Thank you and enjoy this Sunday, and keep on writing. I'll do my best to answer it. And my sincere apologies, I can't answer all the questions because of the limited bandwidth, and whenever I get a chance and opportunity and I can put my thinking together, I'll present myself to you through these videos. By the way, to conclude, I'll just take another minute. Thank you so much for the books which were done by me, The Fire of the Soul and Swami. What all contributions you've done, even a single buyer of the book, maybe on Kindle, maybe offline, or maybe printed copy. We were able to save 9 lives in across India. These 9 people were suffering from cancer. Out of that, 5 were ladies suffering from breast cancer as well as from uterus cancer, and rest 4 were children below the age of 15. So these 9 people were in tremendous shortage of funds for chemotherapy, and your contribution through these 2 books have gone and done the needful. Well, that's all we could do, in a disease like cancer. But support as much as you can, and I'll try my best to maneuver your contributions to needful people like this. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday and have a blissful life, and keep on looking inwards. Thank you.